everyone who sees it. At Jalen Hasty's gender reveal party, surrounded by family celebrating the news of a baby girl, she looks directly at her boyfriend and says,
"But I really didn't want you got your girl. You gonna get your karma."
Those words would prove to be chillingly prophetic, because on August 24th, 2023, the man standing next to her in that celebration video would take her life, leaving their daughter motherless and a community demanding answers.
Y'all, Jalen is a victim of domestic violence. She is a victim. Ain't no other way to put it.
One woman is dead after a shooting in a Richland County apartment complex. At first, Columbia Richland fire crews went to the scene, responding to a water leak alarm. The woman died on the scene while the man was taken to a hospital with serious injuries.
Beautiful, smart lady, funny, never had a mean bone in her body. She was a Taurus until you backed her up in a corner.
Detectives believe the shooting was a domestic violence incident.
Hatton Tatum says her daughter was very quiet about the violent arguments between her and her former boyfriend. She says her daughter was working hard to co-parent with KD despite her fear.
She struggled, y'all. And let me tell you something about a bond in a relationship. You fall in love with somebody, you can fall out of love. You can fall out of love.
Jalen's mother says police had been called twice to her daughter's home for a wellness check and another incident where she says KD was trying to break in.
Neighbors saying how he would stalk her in the parking lot, that he would sit there and wait for her to come home and they would watch.
He's probably forced his way to my baby.
Before we get too deep, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you find value in these discussions.
I like it. That's good. That's real good.
Jalen was 29 years old, living in Columbia, South Carolina, and she was absolutely thriving. This woman was a powerhouse, working as a realtor for the Willowbridge Property Company, where she had built a reputation for her professionalism and charm. She wasn't just selling houses. She was helping families find their dreams. Her creativity and attention to detail set her apart in that competitive real estate world, and her colleagues genuinely respected her. But Jalen's entrepreneurial spirit didn't stop there. She had become a social media influencer with a popular TikTok account where she would post Dollar Tree hauls and share the most creative gift ideas you've ever seen.
I went to 3 different Dollar Tree stores and here is what I found.
When the pandemic hit and the world seemed to stop, Jalen saw an opportunity. She started a creative business making masks, and orders started pouring in from all over the world.
And first, we want to say thank you for supporting the BigBlingDollface.com website with the mask. We want to say thank you so much. Second of all, we want to shout out to our states that have kept the website on fire. Yes, we're gonna have to shout out to those states because they have really showed up, ordered these masks, been serious about these masks.
She went on to thank customers from Texas, Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, New Jersey, California, and even Hawaii. This woman had built an international business from her creativity and determination.
We appreciate you. We love you so much. Thank you guys for shopping with us.
More than anything else, Jalen was a devoted mother to her daughter, Kinsley Jane. Everything she did was for that little girl. Her family described her as someone with a vibrant spirit and infectious energy who touched the lives of everyone she met. Now, this is where the story gets complicated. Jalen's life was intertwined with Kenardo Bates. They called him KD. He was 31 years old and the father of her daughter. In the beginning, their relationship seemed different. Her family welcomed him with open arms. You could see their excitement during her gender reveal and baby shower. But if you watch that gender reveal video now, knowing what we know, the signs were already there. Watch his body language. While everyone else is celebrating, jumping for joy when they find out it's a girl, KD turns his whole body away from the celebration. He goes and sits down like a child instead of embracing the mother of his child. And then came those words from Jalen.
You got your girl. You gonna get your karma.
What did she mean by that? What did she already know about how this man treated women? According to reports, what started as minor disputes between Jalen and KD eventually took a dark turn. Jalen began fearing for her life and wanted out of the relationship, but KD couldn't accept that Jalen wanted to move on. A private investigator later revealed that he became obsessed with her and started stalking her. He had told people he was going to fight to keep his family together and that he wouldn't stop trying to go after Jalen. Eventually, Jalen made the brave decision that so many women struggle with. She left. For about a year leading up to the tragedy, they had been separated. She was working toward co-parenting with KD for their daughter's sake, but she was also doing something that apparently enraged him. She was living her best life. Jalen had moved on. She had found love again with a man named Jason McCall, someone who treated her with the respect and freedom she deserved.
That's what you get inside. You can't change your mind. I need the celebration, but you gotta promise, baby. Tell me again,
And for someone like KD, who seemed to believe he owned her, seeing Jalen flourish without him was apparently unbearable. The warning signs were everywhere, but like so many women in abusive situations, Jalen tried to handle it quietly.
Neighbors saying how he would stalk her in the parking lot, that he would sit there and wait for her to come home and they would watch.
Jalen's mother says police had been called twice to her daughter's home for a wellness check and another incident where she says KD was trying to break in.
They never laid eyes on Kendall. They when my daughter said she's good, they turned around and walked off.
Jalen knew she was in trouble. She went out and bought a firearm for her protection. Think about that for a moment. This young woman felt so unsafe that she armed herself. She was taking every precaution she could think of. But KD had made his intentions clear to anyone who would listen.
And he always told her he was going to fight for his family. Nobody's going to have his family. Nobody.
Meanwhile, Jalen was trying to build a new life. She was dating Jason McCall, and from everything we can see, this relationship was different. Jason treated her with love and respect. She was finally experiencing what a healthy relationship looked like, and she was thriving because of it. Can you imagine how that must have felt for KD? To see the woman he believed he owned, the woman he had controlled and intimidated, now glowing in a relationship where she was valued and respected? For someone with his mindset, that would have been unbearable. August 24th, 2023 started like any other day, but it would end in unimaginable tragedy. That evening, the Columbia Richland Fire Department received a call about a water leak at the Heron Lake Apartments on North Brickyard Road. It seemed routine, just maintenance responding to fix a leak. But when fire crews arrived and entered that first-floor apartment to investigate where the water was coming from, they discovered a scene that would haunt them forever. Jalen was found shot dead on her couch. KD was found wounded nearby with a handgun next to him, suffering from what investigators determined was a self-inflicted shot wound. KD's wound wasn't fatal. He survived. He was rushed to the hospital while Jalen was pronounced dead at the scene. This was a calculated murder followed by a staged attempt designed to make it look like he couldn't live without her. The evidence suggests he intended to survive, and that makes this crime even more chilling. The details that came out later painted a picture of KD's final act of control. Investigators believe he had been waiting for her, possibly forced his way into her apartment, and then carried out this horrific act.
He's probably forced his way to my baby.
As news of Jalen's death spread, the grief was overwhelming, but so was the love that poured out from her community. 2 days after her death, while KD was still recovering in the hospital, Jalen was laid to rest.
You may be seated. It reaches to us as we celebrate the life today of Jalen, Sarah Hasty. We celebrate it today, giving thanks and praise for a life well lived.
On September 1st, 2023, the same day as her funeral, KD was released from the hospital and immediately arrested. He was charged with murder, kidnapping, and possession of a weapon during a violent crime. But for Jalen's family, no amount of charges could bring back their beloved daughter, granddaughter, and mother. Jason McCall, the man who had brought so much happiness to Jalen's final months, posted on Facebook just 2 days after her death. Let me read this to you word for word, because his grief is raw and heartbreaking. I'm sorry I wasn't there for you, Jalen. I love you so much, baby. 2 months later, Jalen's grandmother, Gwendolyn Hatton Martin, posted something that shows the depth of this family's pain and anger. She wrote, "This person changed my family life forever by murdering my granddaughter, Jalen Sarah. I hope he rots in jail and goes straight to hell with the devil. I'm praying for his family because he changed their lives as well. I'm so angry at this demon process person, KD Bates. He took away all of his daughter memories that she would have made with her mom. He robbed her mom, Monica Hatton Tatum, and her dad, Tim Hasty, of their chances of continuing to make memories with their daughter, Jalen Sarah Hasty. He robbed her friends of the good times and love they build with her. He robbed her family who miss and love her dearly. He robbed her of living her best life at the age of 29. Her partner for life, Jason McCall, is hurting as well. She has so much to live and look forward to in life. I try not to question God, but this one I'm seeking guidance and healing along with acceptance. If anyone would like to copy and post his picture all over the world and social media, be my guest. Sorry, Monica. Tim, I'm not taking this one down. I'm grieving. Keep resting in your forever home in heaven, my sweet, beautiful flower, J. Sarah Hasty." But this family's pain goes beyond just losing Jalen. KD destroyed the life of his own daughter. Kinsley Jane, that precious little girl we saw celebrated at the gender reveal party, is now growing up without her mother. And because of her father's actions, she's also growing up without him. She's been left with no parents because of one man's inability to let go. The impact on this family runs deeper than most people realize. Jalen's aunt, Stephanie Jacobs, spoke out about this tragedy in a way that I think everyone needs to hear.
How we gonna train up our daughter to find her king? And ain't nobody training up their son to look like, act like, or be a king. We fixing the daughters up. We got all these groups going. We got all these activities. We got all this stuff. We got all that. We got all that for them. And you know what? They bossing up. Career-wise, they're bossing up. Emotionally, they're bossing up. Physically, they're bossing up. Mentally, they're bossing up until they meet your broken son. And he starts tearing them down, piece by piece. He starts breaking them down.
That hits different, doesn't it? Because she's absolutely right. We're teaching our daughters to be strong, independent, and successful, but are we teaching our sons how to handle rejection? Are we teaching them that they don't own women? Are we teaching them that love doesn't mean control?
Y'all, Jalen is a victim of domestic violence. She is a victim. Ain't no other way to put it.
1 year after Jalen's death, her family organized a balloon and butterfly release at Memorial Gardens Cemetery.
This is all for you, Tupac. This is all for you. Yes, our beautiful.
Dozens of people came together to honor her memory and raise awareness about domestic violence. During that memorial, private investigator Chandra Cleveland shared a sobering statistic. According to research by the Jamie Kimball Foundation, South Carolina ranks among the top 10 nationwide in domestic violence-related female homicides, with over 82,000 people being victims of domestic violence in the state yearly.
There are people just like my daughter who don't share stories, and that's where I'm at. I want to be able to save someone else's daughter.
What we try to do is educate young women. It's not okay to be beaten. It's not okay to be in an abusive relationship. There is help out there for you. So we try to do a lot with education. Education's first, educating young women, educating the community, educating young man that it's not okay to beat a woman. And then the enforcement part. When something like this happens, then we're going to make an arrest. We're going to do what we can and try to hold them accountable.
But here's what's frustrating. Jalen did report. She did call for help. The police were called to her home multiple times, and still the system failed her. Today, Katie Bates remains behind bars, awaiting trial for taking the life of a woman whose only crime was trying to live freely and love someone who treated her well. Meanwhile, Kinsley Jane is growing up in the love of her extended family, surrounded by people who will make sure she knows how incredible her mother was. Jalen's legacy lives on through organizations like Hey Brave Girl, which was founded with help from Jalen and her aunt Stephanie.
That organization creates a safe space for young girls and women to come together and discuss how we chose courage over fear. And from that, we've been connected ever since. Not just as a safe space, but to also provide those resources that they need.
Jalen Hasty was more than a victim. She was a daughter, a mother, an entrepreneur, a creative force, and a woman who deserved to live out her dreams. She was 29 years old with so much life ahead of her. She had found love, she was building her career, and she was raising her daughter with joy and creativity. Her story is a reminder that domestic violence doesn't discriminate. It can happen to anyone, the successful realtor, the social media influencer, the devoted mother, the woman who seems to have it all together. And it's a reminder that we all have a responsibility to take these warning signs seriously, to support survivors, and to hold our systems accountable when they fail to protect the vulnerable. Rest in peace, Jalen Sarah Hasty. Your light continues to shine through your daughter, your family's advocacy, and every woman whose life might be saved because your story was told. I hope these stories help you recognize warning signs and encourage you to seek help or offer support before it's too late. I'll see you in the next episode of Crime of Passion. Thank you for watching.
There was a struggle behind Jalen's doll face. And y'all know she had a beautiful doll face. There was a struggle behind there. And only the ones that know she was tired. She was tired. She ain't want to do it no more. She ain't want to do it no more. Y'all, Jalen is a victim of domestic violence. She is a victim. Ain't no other way to put it. She's a victim of domestic violence. Jalen was murdered. Our baby was murdered. She struggled, y'all. And let me tell you something about a bond in a relationship. You fall in love with somebody, you can fall out of love. You can fall out of love. You don't never stop having love for that person, whether it be for a reason or whether it be under some circumstances. Love. You ain't in love with them, but you got love. And what happens is some people can take advantage of that love, and they can play on your emotions with that love, and they can hold that love over your head, and they can make you feel guilty because you hold that love for them. Jalen was a victim of that. She was a victim of that kind of love. She had that kind of love for Kinsley's dad, and he knew how to play on it, and he knew how to manipulate it, and he knew how to use it to his advantage because Jalen came from love. Love unconditionally, not under conditions, because there's a difference. Mental health, mental blackout, mental checkout, mental sign off, it's real. And Kinsley's father, he checked out. And we loved Katie. We love Katie. We love Katie unconditionally, because it was a lot of times I was over at their house unconditionally. I was knee deep in it, and I wasn't on nobody's team. I wasn't on nobody's side. I was for what was right by each other and what was best for Kinsley. I didn't stick my nose in their business. Mental health is real. Mental breakdown is real. Mental checkout is real. Self-love is available. Self-worth is available. Self-empowerment is available. We gotta be available to teach it to them. How we gonna train up our daughter to find her king? And ain't nobody training up their son to act like or be a king. We fixing the daughters up. We got all these groups for them. We got all these activities. We got all this stuff. We got all that. We got all that for them. And you know what? They bossing up. Career-wise, they're bossing up. Emotionally, they're bossing up. Physically, they're bossing up. Mentally, they're bossing up until they meet your broken son. And he starts tearing them down piece by piece. He starts breaking them down mentally, physically. He starts breaking them down because ain't nobody over there teaching him. Ain't nobody over there tapping him on the shoulder. The village ain't even saying nothing because you know what they say? I can't do nothing with him. Did you put some oil in your house? Call on the name of Jesus in his presence? Because you can do something with him. You ain't too busy trying to be his homeboy. Because parents ain't homeboys and homegirls. We ain't they friends. We a good time when it's time. We not they friends. Your daughter is not your best friend. Your daughter is your daughter. And she needs you to be the mother. And she needs you to know that you are there and you're open. She needs to know that she can come to you with no fear. That don't make her your best friend. It's a time and a place. That's what you are. A good time when it's time. Not. Your daughter is not your best friend. Child, please. If that's your best friend, you need to find a new circle. Because it's some things that you do with your best friend you ain't got no business doing with your daughter. It's some things you talk about with your best friend you ain't got no business talking about with your daughter. Oh, that's my dude. That's my homeboy. That boy ain't your homeboy. That boy ain't your friend. And the minute, because they ready to go do what they gonna do with their friend that ain't got nothing to do with you, that ain't none of your business, mama, daddy, they gonna throw your ass over there in the friend zone and they ain't gonna answer that phone. They gonna turn that location off. And you gonna be sitting over there saying, I don't know why. Because that ain't your friend. That ain't your friend. You the mama. And you the daddy. This is your house. Your rules are your rules. And if they don't follow it, my daddy said, get on the other side of the door. Everything on this side of the door, that's what my daddy used to tell us. Everything gonna give a damn about you. Everything on the other side of that door, don't give a damn about you. Get it how you live. I put my kid on the other side of the door. I put him on the other side of the door. I closed my door. You know why? Because I had oil in my house. I had oil on his head. I had oil on his hands. Oil on his feet. He'll tell you. He came back in my house. He was old enough to have his own house. You got to pay bills in here. Grown people pay bills. And if you're going to live up in here with me, you're going to have to pay some bills because you grown. You eligible for your own place. You eligible for a job. Your credit good. Your background good. Your education is good. You know better, right from wrong. Okay, now you're old enough to pay bills in your own home. But since you choose to come up in my home, you're going to help me pay some bills. I gave him a little time. I reminded him. I handed him the water bill. He looked at it. He said, what's this? That's your bill. I paid the water bill and I took the door off the hinge of his bedroom. And I said, grown folks that pay bills in my house, close doors. When you start being grown in my house and paying bills, you'll get your door back. He packed his stuff. And you know why I was okay? Because I had oil in my house. I had God in my house. And he said, you keep your eyes on me and I'm going to take care of all that in your life. We have taken our eyes off of God. Therefore, we can't teach our kids how to keep their eyes on God. I ain't holy rolling. Y'all ain't heard me quote not one scripture because I don't know them like that. I can tell you a story. I can relate to something in the Bible that relates to this day and age. But if you want me to go up in my brain and tell you and spill out a scripture, God didn't give me that gift. He gave me the gift of truth. He gave me the gift of transparency. And he gave me a poker face. I wasn't very smart in school, so I'm not going to memorize. I'm not going to memorize scriptures. And it's not that I got to wait on God to use me for that. I got to wait on God to put that in me. This right here, what you getting tonight, this is what he put in me. And he set me in front of you to talk about the real deal. My niece is gone. And she ain't coming back. And she left me here to save somebody else's niece. To save somebody else's daughter. She is my light. And she is my fire. Because it's been a shift in our village. The ground has ruptured in this village, baby. He took our flower. He's trying to get our attention in this village. You know why? Because this is a beautiful thing and he wants us to let y'all know this is a beautiful thing. Get your village. Put your village under one roof. That's my dream. I wanted my whole village under one roof. Because you know what? We ain't got nothing. We don't come from nothing. And God got us on everything. That's deep. Everything we got, we work hard for it. Everything we own, we paid for it. Call it what you want to call it. We don't get to pick and choose how long God let us sit here. We don't get to pick and choose when our will is done. We don't get to pick and choose. I love y'all. I love everybody that stuck and stayed. I love y'all. The GoFundMe for Kinsley is real. And that's real. I had help creating that because I don't know a whole lot about the technology on the phones. A lot of times I teach myself a lot. It probably would have took me till tomorrow sometime to do that. But Joy came over and LaParis came over and they fixed that for me. We did the best we could to make the picture a little bit more clearer, but it's not a fake page. That's for Kinsley because this village still got to do what we got to do for Kinsley. So the GoFundMe page, if I tagged you, if you saw it on my page, support that. It's real. It's not. That's not fake. I'm going to leave y'all with one scripture. 2, that I love to tell my loved ones and the people I come in contact. To much is given, much is required. Now, what part of the book? Y'all let me know. But I know it's days I wake up and I have to say that to myself when the days are long, when the days are hard, when I can't figure out the day. I know how to say, to much is given, much is required. So if you're asking God for a lot, are you doing a lot to get it? Are you in the position to receive it? And the other one I like to say, give us this day our daily bread. It's in my house. If you've been in my house and you've seen my walls, I got affirmations in my house. And that's what works for me. Because see, when I look over at them and I read them, I remember who God is. And I remember my purpose in life and here on this earth. He says, give us this day our daily bread. And the daily bread is not a sub sandwich. It's not cornbread. It's the bread of life. And he said, give us this day, not give us this week. Give us this month, because we're not promised. We're not promised tomorrow. And Jalen proved that we're not promised tomorrow. She proved that. But she didn't leave no unfinished business, y'all. And when you riding with God and you on that passenger side so tough with him, you see the signs. And when it's all said and done and you look back and you say, yep, he knew. He was coming to get her because she was done. She was done. She experienced friendship. She experienced true love. She experienced happiness. She experienced motherhood. In these last 4 months, she lived her best life. And if she ever talked to you, she told you, I'm living my best life. And for the beautiful men and women that was in her life that showed up at my house, thank y'all. And you're always welcome. My phone number is on Facebook. I'm the truth. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. You can call me. You can call me. And for my brave dudes, I'll hand the phone to Dwight. And God gonna use him. Because he got a testimony and he got a purpose. And he got some unfinished business. And that's his story to tell. My phone, this iPad is about to go dead. I love all of y'all. I love who you are. I love you in spite of. I love you unconditionally. And for the ones that know, they know, I got humanly respect for you. Ain't no smoke over here. Just boundaries. I got boundaries for you. That's it. Humanly respecting boundaries. That's all I got. And if you come close enough to hear my voice, it's a hey, how you doing? Because everybody deserves that from God. And I am of God. And I fall short every day. But he ain't finished with me. And the flaws you see are the things he can change in a blink of the eye. It's on the inside is what he's working on. And you remember that when you see somebody and you say, I can't believe she got the nerve. God can fix that in a split second. You don't know what he's working on, that person on the inside. Give them some humanly respect and set some boundaries for them if you don't like it. Lift each other up. Lend each other a hand. Pray. Get close to God. It don't make you a bad person. It don't. Church is here. Church is here.